I'm Salad and I saw Star Trek, the original series, The Devil in the Dark. It is directed by Joseph Penvey, written by Gene L. Kuhn, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode starts and we're following the USS Enterprise. They are being called to go to this particular mining colony, and the 50 dudes are dead because of this particular monster. And I find it funny that they immediately assume that this monster is doing them harm for no reason. This mining colony, they're like, oh, this monster is killing us for no reason. We gotta kill it back. We gotta attack back. Immediately, I'm like, okay, I'm down with your narrative. But as I watch this episode more and more, my thoughts start to change on that. It starts from, yeah, let's just follow your narrative of they're violent, or they're not violent and the humans are actually doing something. So there's two ways that I was thinking it could go. This episode, I was like, okay, I'm down. What's going on? Well, we got a creature, and this creature is silicone based. So what is silicone? I don't know. What is silicone? Is silicone cool? Like, is silicone... What are the properties of silicone? I don't know anything about silicone. Please leave all of your silicone knowledge in the comments below. I need to know all the facts about silicone because we got this fellow, he's made of silicone, and he's walking around, he looks like a hunk of mess, he looks like a hot mess, and it's insane. Whew, I did not expect this monster to look like this. Before the reveal of the monster, I really like the build-up. Spock. Spock is figuring out some information about this dude. He's figuring out whatever these weird pods are all over the place. You know, it's kind of interesting. Silicone pods. Maybe it's their babies of some sort. And on top of this, we have very angry people who are super closed-minded. They're not at all trying to get information about this monster. They're just concerned about killing the monster. So while we have the USS Enterprise crew, you got the crew here. We got Kirk and Spock, a few others. They're here. They're having a chill time. You got them trying to figure out information about the monster, and then we have some angry villagers. And it's like tensions keep building up. As this episode continues, more information is learned about the monster. The more information that is learned about the monster, some of the villagers are like, miners. Some of the miners are like, let's murder him. More evidence against him. Oh, that's weird. He's weird. We don't like weird people. No, none of that whatsoever. So it's fascinating. Honestly, I just like seeing the social dynamic between people trying to understand, people who are not trying to understand and just trying to do a murder, death, kill. But of course, I really like Spock's power. His power is used pretty well in this. He's got the mind melding thing, and so he can feel the emotions of this dude, of this monster. And I really like the monster that has feelings. This monster, according to Spock, he's like saying what the monster is saying to him through like mind meld. It's like, oh, I can speak in your language so you can understand me kind of thing going on. So Spock is speaking what the monster is feeling, and it's in a lot of pain. It's highly intelligent. These miners are destroying her eggs, and they only lay every few thousand years, or hatch a few thousand years, and so this is dangerous. The fact that the miners just keep destroying her eggs. That's what the silicon things are, her eggs. And then it's like, oh, wow. Maybe the humans aren't in the right. I like this episode is about exploring that humanity. The initial thoughts of like a group of people is not the right thought. Of course, we have a few stray people, or AKA a few outsiders, versus the main group dealing with an issue. We have the USS Enterprise people, Kirk and Spock and all the cool other fellows. They're here solving problems that from a different perspective. And I appreciate their different perspective, because their different perspective allows a new solution to be proposed and explored, and therefore is able to work successfully, because I don't think any of the miners would have thought to try to figure out what's going on. But at the same time, look, Spock has his mind powers. I forget what it's called. Please let me know what it's called. First of all, I should take a moment. I appreciate all of the knowledge in the comments, because as somebody who's like new to this, who does want to know all of the things, all of the knowledge, and I want to be correct about it. I do want to know, like, what are those techniques called? Like, he can put his fingers on your neck, and then you can just pass out. What is that called? Like ancient Vulcan techniques or something. But anyway, I do appreciate all the comments that you've been leaving, because it helps me get big brain. My knowledge is bigger. And it also helps anyone else who doesn't know this, all the facts and knowledge that you might know. So leave more comments below, greatly appreciate them. But also, we got Spock is feeling the emotions of this dying monster, or this monster. It's incredibly intelligent, dude. It has babies, and it's sharing its feelings with Spock, and Spock is literally crying, and I'm like, wow. And then this monster is literally dying, and it looks like Spock is dying with this what is it called? Cronenberg monster? That's what it's going to be. I'm calling it that now. The Cronenberg monster. It's dying, and sees Spock dying with it, and takes Kirk to like get him out of it. It's like, hey Spock, hey. He's like, oh thank goodness, okay. And then they just go back up to the miners as they like burst in. It's like, dude, you were destroying their eggs. Actually, they were able to negotiate a peace treaty, actually. She was dying. No, she's just passed out. No, they're able to negotiate that if the miners are able to leave their eggs alone, then they'll eat the tunnels, eat dirt. They go through dirt like it is essentially air, so they'll have tunnels, and then the miners can extract minerals from those tunnels. Have a deal, let's have a fair deal, and we all make peace in the end, and then the end is just that they're made peace, and I really like that resolution. So, what this episode taught me is that the perspective could often be wrong from, like, your perspective about somebody could be wrong from the reality of somebody. Like this Cronenberg monster is being labeled as a murderer and is being framed in a negative light, so it is easier for a human to be able to kill this thing, but it is a highly intelligent being who is only protecting itself and its offspring. So it's all about how you look at it, how you look at a situation to determine who it is the right person in any given situation. I do think both justifications justify injuring the other person instead of talking to the person, having a little bit of a chat. They're not really prioritizing having a chat with each other. They're mostly prioritizing battling with each other, which is fun. I like seeing the battles, but I hope they're able to meet some sort of peace. This is a fun episode. I like the being underground kind of dealio. It was kind of darker episode. I like that the episode was a little bit darker than other episodes, I guess. I don't know. I like this episode. I like the acting. Is there anything in particular? I mean, the ending when it was revealed that the monster was a person with feelings but isn't a person but is intelligent is what I mean to say. They're an intelligent person. They're an intelligent, but they're not a person. They're an alien. I keep using the word person, but they're not a person. They're intelligent. Then it gives me be like, oh, okay, I feel a little worse for hating on them. So I gotta give this episode, it's a solid like 7.6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $28 Redinos at patreon.com/ASEpresents. And if you like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree by the way. You can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you go here. Add it to next time mint salad sauce. See it in my salad croutons and bacon bits. Boop. Beam me up.